Oh, edit that part out, Nelson. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another exciting adventure with yours truly, Mr. Derek T. Stevens. I am the Crow on the forums, and the Crow's Nest will be up and running pretty soon. This is my art class, the second to last class for fantasy art. I got some projects right here on my screen here. We've done the Mermaid, we've done the Fairy, we've done the Centaur, we've done the Dwarf. I don't have the Orc up just yet. But we really have put some time and effort into fantasy art, and I really hope that you guys appreciate it. All of you have worked really hard. Simple shapes to make some really cool kick-butt characters. So with that, we did have a homework assignment last week, and I really want to see some homework. Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, he's my handler all the way in Dixon, Tennessee. Nelson, what's up? Can you give me some homework here?
It's a good thing you put a Tennessee after that.
I did. I don't want Angie to be mad at me.
I don't think that the submissions were set up, so just go ahead and raise your hand if you guys have homework to show.
If you don't have homework, kittens will cry, and I will be upset. And we won't be upset.
All right. First up, we got a Mr. Miguel.
Of course, Mr. Miguel, because he's freaking mooey awesome. We need to put like mooey sauce on a hamburger and name it Miguel. Dude, rock the Casbah. Can you hear me? Hola, Miguel. I'm sorry, that's wrong language. Can you hear me, buddy? Well, poop, I don't think you can hear me, but if you can come in, that's great. The first thing I noticed is her face, a beautiful face, and you went above and beyond the coloring. I love the colors that you chose for. Very regal, the yellows and the purples. The only thing I'm not for sure I like about so much is the cloth around her stomach looks a little flat in places. Maybe using a burn tool can bring out some shadows. But you have a really nice form. I love what you did with the armor. The forearms are a bit small, hands a bit small. Again, though, this is the first time we really did like an animal/human hybrid. You did brilliant, man. You've come light years from where you started. Miguel. He's in my my concept art class, and some of the stuff this crazy kid is doing is off the chain, baby. So well done. I really like the form. Line weight is very good. Looking really, really good. So Miguel, you keep it up, okay, buddy? And he says C, because it's about the only Spanish I know that's not bad words. And I would misspell that. I would put the letter C because that's how dumb I am.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Miss Jane.
Jane said, "Hey, Jane, how you doing, baby girl?" She's not here yet.
Hello.
Did you hear me singing to you earlier, Miss Jane?
Sort of. I just put my headphones on.
Baby girl, I was like singing it out. I was rocking it out. You were the first person in here. I wanted to serenade you. I had some candles lit.
But you were very low. You were very low, quiet.
I'm sorry. Let's look at your piece of work. How did you come up with this pose, girl?
Well, I just thought of horses. A stallion.
Girl, have you looked back? This is part we're going to do tonight. We're going to look back where we started from. And this kind of a heads up for everybody in class right now. I may not call on you on the screen, but I want you to look back to the very first assignment. Or if you were in my first drawing class, the first human, I guess, anatomy class, what you guys have done. I want you to call that up so we can compare and contrast. Jane, I love the armor. I love that boxy look. You have a very sketchy type look. Not sketchy isn't bad and like, ooh, you're sketchy, but and you put a background in there too, girl. I look at his legs.
I finished early, so, and I enjoyed doing this one.
I am really proud of you. Line weight is very good. He's got some sort of torch thing going on.
Do you think his upper body should have been tilted back and his chest out because he's up on his hind? Do you know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you mean, because you have this dynamic, freaking awesome pose of the lower body, like, I'm a horse. Horses really don't sound like that. And then you have that static pose, boom, up
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. I think you have a beautiful rendering right here. But you're right. For a dynamic pose, probably just like you described, chest out, back a little bit, maybe one arm. Just, okay, I know this sounds really silly, but I'm in my chair at my house. I'm rocking back and forth, trying to pretend I'm a horse. Nelson can do it because he's a pony. And you just rear up like that, and you're holding that torch. You want to keep that stable, and you're really going to throw that chest out. And the screen that we're looking at, his right hand would probably be coming back a bit more.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But
and maybe his left up higher or something.
Possibly. And I'm not faulting you for that, okay, girl? We've not done a lot of work with dynamic poses. This is spot on brilliant. I mean, he went beyond what I was asking you to do. So well done. Well done. Love you, Jane.
Thank you. Thank
Jane
you.
said. No problem. Nelson, she loves me more than you. I'm just saying.
That's all right.
Nelson won't even hug me. What the crap's up with that? Do we have any more homework?
I don't see any, no.
Everyone stinks. Hold on. Drinking a beverage. Kool-Aid. I am drinking my own Kool-Aid, so it can't be poisonous. All right, everybody. Excuse me. What I want you all to do is, let's look at my image size. I always believe in looking at my screen, and I go to my image size here, and it's at 300 DPI. DPI stands for dots per inch. And tonight we're working at 30 by 30. That is inches, not feet. I've messed that up before. Not that you can, like actually pick feet, but I called it feet once. So it's 330 by 30, and those are inches. And what I did was I placed everything except the orc here that we've worked on. And what I really want to do is kind of go over everything that we've done so far. And I invite you to call up your images, place them like I've done right here, okay? This is another great exercise. I remember as a kid, Nelson, you ever traced anything as a kid? Your mom and dad get you tracing paper?
No.
No, you're like, I need a computer and robots, and I need to bend time and space continuum. You're a freak, but I love you. What I did was, as a kid, I remember drawing ants. My mom and dad got me tracing paper, and I would trace ants. I loved just the whole body, the thorax, how it was all like segmented out. And that's kind of what I want to do tonight with everybody. I believe that we've already drawn some seriously awesome lines. And tonight what we're going to do is we're going to kind of trace and talk about what we've done already. As you can see, I've got all my images laid out. I've got my original layer, it's locked. I put another layer on top of it. And let me come down here, unlock it. I'm going to hit OK. Bring my opacity down a little bit and you'll see some of the screen behind it. That's fine with me. Come back here. And let's look with the mermaid first, okay? Does everyone have time to get your mermaid out? Get your mermaid out. And the reason I'm doing this is because there's so much whenever you guys are following along, you're just in the moment. All right, so we've already been in the moment. Now we're going to revisit it. I want to look at some basic, simple shapes. And what we're going to do is try to recreate everything we've done before. And at the end of the night, we're going to talk about doing some basic panel layouts for a comic book. I've got 2 to 3 different scenes I kind of want to go over. And I'm going to challenge you guys to work with what we've created tonight. I'm a big comic book guy. That's how I make my living, and apparently doing games for Apple now. Love comic books. Grew up with them, and I'm very fortunate to make a living doing them. So that's what we're going to concentrate on tonight. Raise your hand if you need any more time to call up your mermaid. So I'm going to make sure everyone is on the same page. I'm a mermaid. Look at me. And if is sitting around, Nelson?
She's in the living room.
Can she hear me?
No.
Ah, poop. You may want to tell her that I'm going over the mermaid's bottom. Her and Bailey, they've spritzed out, man. They're like, you gave her a human butt. All right, here. I'm on a different layer. Here's what I'm going to do. Before we do anything, I'm going to give you guys and gals a bit more time to get everything sorted out. I did give her some chunks in the trunk. I like a nice looking booty, right? But there's method to my madness. Human, still kind of human, Mermaids have to poop, right, Mr. Nelson?
Yes.
All right, so I won't go into that graphic detail, but we have this here, this here. These are our bottoms. You have the gluteus maximus through here, flexor muscles through here on each side. Okay, as far as I know, the mermaids aren't real. I don't care what Discovery Channel says, they're not real. But if we draw our small triangle through here like this, we have our fin through here like this. Let me pick a different color. Because if you look at human anatomy, we have our quadriceps on both sides here. So the quadriceps, kneecaps, come through here, and you'd have your feet through here. I honestly, and listen, I've never really looked at the anatomy of a fish, so to speak, but there cannot be one solid muscle from here to here. There's going to be several muscles working together in tangent to be able to force this fin to move. So I did draw a bottom on her, and I'm not embarrassed. I'm not shy about that. Is that all right, Mr. Nelson?
It's perfectly reasonable.
I mean, seriously, the girls, Sid and Bailey, last time I was down there, they just gave me so much heck. And again, looking at my notes on my computer, is not to say any bad words, about having a bottom on her. So I'm sure and very confident that everyone's pulled up their mermaid. And if not, this is the perfect opportunity for you to draw along again. I'm going to go very fast. But let's look at the dynamics of the picture, shall we? Yes, we shall. Let's name this layer here. The look. Is that 3 O's? Okay, yeah. Derek needs new glasses. We have our center focal point through here. Very nice and easy. We have some bubbles that are reading through here. You can see the bubble come here to here that leads down to this. We have a nice eel that wraps around here that brings the viewer's eye all the way down to here to here. Then I have all this foliage and stuff over here to just really, really capture the essence of the eye. So let me get out of this real quick. So basically talking about composition. Now the fairy to our left is just a picture. Hey, look, I'm the fairy. We'll talk about that in a minute. So let's go into the little mermaid here, shall we? We shall. It's basically a triangle. And again, her arms are this way at an angle. You come down to the triangle like this where her hips are at. And these are literally circles where her bottom's at. And then a triangle through here. And then another reverse triangle through here. So let me come back over here. Bring the opacity up. Everything done with this mermaid, simple triangles. Let's even look at her face for a minute. Yes, we shall. Come back to the look layer. If you look at this, the shape here is a triangle because I have the hair flowing all through here and such like this. With the deltoids, the edge of the triangles, from here to here where her elbows are at. And if you look again, the way I measure everything to make sure everything is proper order, your head from here to here, let me do this, from here to here should be one from your shoulder to your elbow, from elbow to the wrist. It's one head length long from here, one head length long here, then half head length long here. So you're talking about a total of 2.5 head lengths long for the shoulder to the bottoms of the hand. I'm going to come back and undo a few things. Look at me undo. And I've run out of undos, that's okay. But to undo that many times, I hit Control, Alt, and Z, and there's some parameters in here that you can set unlimited undos, but usually I don't need to do that many undos. All right, so let's zoom in here real quick. Let's talk about her head. We already told you it was kind of a triangle type area. Let me get a different color for you. Going to a red here. If you look really close at the head, zooming in here nice and close, pretty soon the crow's nest is going to debut on 3D Buzz. Free daily drops. We'll be going over anatomy and physiology for humans and monsters. And I'm actually going to break down how we did all these illustrations here in this class. Again, different angles, different I guess, points of views to help you and everybody else understand what's going on. And one of the lessons I'm talking about is how to draw the female head. We'll go over that really quickly. You draw a circle. From that circle, I build on the circle. It looks like a mask. To the point, I bring the mask up here at my jawline. Bring my neck down from the very point here. Bring this down like this. And this is at an angle. So what I really want to do is, let me bring my eraser tool down. Whenever I do a 3/4 view, I call it the V. Do you know what the V is, Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson?
No.
Well, it's basically a V. I come through here and I make a V like this. Let me do it again for you. I'll do it a little bit closer. V like this to show where the indentation of the eyebrow is. I forget the name of the bone up through here. But anyway, the eyes wrap around this way, come through here. And the big thing is my eyeball is right here. It's at the slant because of the angle. Now, if I was to draw a little dotted line through here, you have a different color. Dotted line here, I should hit the base of my ear right about here. And you can test that out by touching the corner of your eye. Don't actually poke your eye because I don't want you to be blind. But touch the corner of your eye and drag your finger back. You'll hit the base of the ear, even at this extreme angle here. And you can draw the ear like this. Down to the neck. Your eyeballs through here like this. And you have the side of the face here. So we've done that. A lot of people ask me, hey, how do you draw hair? Well, if you looked, I just really brought down my brush stroke, my brush size. I'll bring it down to a 3. Whenever I draw, and we've done this several times, I have several different passes that I use, at least 2 to 3 different passes. I'll have this whole head style like through here. Let's change up the hair a little bit, shall we? Instead of all crazy up through here, let me actually bring my brush size to a 6. Let's take this, that's good, through here. And I'm going to sweep it all down this way through here. And if you look at, I guess, male pattern baldness, your receding hairline and stuff, we don't really want to make it recede. We want to have definite, I guess, harsh lines in through here like this that come back through here, and then maybe some strands. All hair is, you have to think of hair as like smoke. Whenever, and I don't condone smoking by any means, mind you, but if you watch smoke, it's a living, breathing sort of entity, just like fire. It moves, it caresses and licks things, and it lives on its own, very much like hair. And since we've built an environment of water underneath water, we're going to play with the hair. We're going to make it flow and make it look pretty. So with that said, that's pretty much how we did the whole mermaid thing. It's based on triangles. We built the head, the whole thing for the arms through here, triangles for the fins. And if you really look, let's do something crazy. I don't think I've ever grabbed yellow before. Oops, I still didn't grab yellow. If we look at the eel, and that's not showing up too good. That's probably why I never grabbed yellow. Thank you, Nelson, for letting me do that. If you look at the eel, we have a triangle through here, then a cylinder that wraps around the whole little mermaid, and we could really bring that tail and have some fun with it if we wanted to. It's a triangle and it's a small cylinder. Again, I cannot stress enough, all drawings are simple shapes. I had a kid, no kidding, asked me tonight right before the radio show we did on 3D Bus, he said, how do you draw like that? And it's simple shapes. It's triangles, squares, and cylinders. And we're going to illustrate this point with the fairy. Are you ready, Mr. Nelson?
I'm ready.
Roger that. So let's go ahead and stick to the blue. If this is my page through here, all I'm doing is hitting my paper, coming down on shift, bringing it across like this. Again, selecting my paper here, bringing shift down, shift. So if this is my paper through here, If you look at it, we have a giant triangle. It's a really nice read, especially for if it's its own standalone illustration. We have the focal point. It's like a big spotlight, like, oh. Oops, hold on. Let me illustrate that a little better. It's the big cone of light through here. For a single illustration, I really like how everything was set up. So let me undo some of this. We realize it's a small triangle. Coming to the face again, if you look at the mermaid's face compared to this is still almost a 3/4 pose. And the way I build this up is there's a plane of your head, right? This, your cranium, comes through here, and and your V, where your eye is at, comes across. They come down to a nice pointed chin. Your eyeball, just like the other eyeball, I kind of make it a slant like this. And if I was to tag it through here, that's where the ear is going to be. My eyeball comes down to the slant. And again, when I make my eyeballs, look over here. Here, I'm going to make an eyeball. That's it. You're like, wow. No, seriously, I learned this from Jim Lee, not in person, but I've studied what he's done. He made Aurora Storm's eyes like this. It's a slant and 2 indentions coming in. And you have fun with the eyebrows. Coming through here like this. If your eyeball's through here, to the pupil. And what I like to do, again, throwing out names who I really respect, Michael Turner from Witchblade. I'll throw some indications of eyebrows in through here. Indication of eyebrows in through here. And then I'll do a slight little indentation where the eyeball, the eyelid's at, because let me grab another color. Again, this is all review, but I really want to hit home with what's going on. The eyeball goes over this. It is a ball, that's why they call it the eyeball, but you don't see that because the lid goes over the eye. So that's why I make some indentions right here to have that natural fold. And I'm going to collect or select my color. There we go. Hit my brush tool again. So my eyeballs are right through here. And ideally my ears are going to come through here. Now we don't see that because all the hair's in the way. And that's fine. Make a little V for my nose. Another, if you drew little birds as a kid, it's like a little crow. Circle through here like this, a little bit of eyebrow fun. So now we can back up a little bit. We can tell we have all this fun with the hair, right? Let's do something different. I'm going to create another layer right here. I'm going to name it hair. That's creative. That's fine. And I will make it a dark, very dark, almost black blue. Since I'm on another layer, it's not going to affect this layer here. And let's give her a true pixie haircut. Shall I do this, Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson?
Sure.
Roger that. So what I'm going to do is start throwing some spikes around here like this. You can, and what I'm doing right here is the hair part. You can vastly see, let me come back to the look. I'll hit my eraser tool, come in here and erase the blues. Come back up here to hair. And just by that quick boom, 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 very triangular, very geometric shapes, we have an entire different look from her. That's how you do hair. I really want to find the part of the hair and accentuate that and bring things out and have fun with it. Again, just like the mermaid, hair is like smoke and you have fun with it. So real quick, I'm going to open up for questions. What I've gone over so far. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Nope.
Really? Put Jane on the line. Pop her up. Pretty please, Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson.
All right, she's live.
Yes.
Jane, you have no question at all for me, really?
No. What would you like me to ask?
Well, I'm a Leo. I like water sports. I don't like smoky rooms. I love Barry Wilson.
Who?
No, seriously, I don't
Barry
know.
Wilson.
I don't know. I just made it up. But I'm sure I'd love him if I met him. Are you keeping along? Are you drawing this stuff? You got your stuff out? So if I took your screen, you'd like, oh yeah, I know what you're doing.
No, I was watching. Sorry.
Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, we need to implement Project Orangutan to the third. And what that does is everybody in Canada, they get shocked. So get ready to do that, okay? Silly Canadians. All right, well, I just wanted to make sure you're catching up. And
I wasn't sure if you wanted us to follow along.
You know what? Here I go. Taking a deep breath.
It's Friday. It's Friday, late.
It is late Friday.
It's not late, actually.
I don't know, my wife's already, it's 9:40 my time. My wife's been asleep since like 7. She's sick. Yay. What I'd like for you guys, I'd like for you to catch up or keep up or draw along. The whole purpose of today's class is really kind of review everything that we're going on, that we've done, at a very fast pace, mind you, because here in a little bit I'm going to show you, we're going to do some comic book samples. Do you like comic books, Jane?
Sort of.
Just say yes. Just say yes.
Okay, yes, I love them.
Oh my God,
I have
Nelson?
stacks of. I have stacks of them.
Okay, you're still alive, correct? Because if you keep on keeping on, I'm going to send my minion, Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson. You're here knocking on the door. You're going to see this pretty man with pretty lips and pretty hair and a Rainbow Dash shirt on. He's going to knock in the next week. All right. The reason why I really believe I want to start showing about comic books, they're hard, Jane. Seriously. When I get an art order, I get several pages, probably 2 to 3 pages of type thing, and like, panel 1, we need a bird's eye view of the character doing X, Y, and Z. Panel 2, we have a reverse shot of this, and that, and we got to. It is very difficult. It's time consuming, but I honestly believe if what we're doing right now, kind of like concept art, we're drawing these characters, and if we can get a feel for them, so I want to indulge and drive home what we're doing. When we come up to the comic book page part, we're going to understand how to turn these characters in different positions and different angles and tell a story. I love telling stories. Do you like telling stories, Jane? Say yes.
Okay, yes.
That is awesome. I like stories too. My favorite one is Jack and the Beanstalk. That's neither here nor there. So catch up, keep up. Otherwise, I'm coming to visit you, okay?
Okay, I'll try to do this now.
There's no try. There's do and do not. That's what Master Yoda said.
Well, I wasn't aware you wanted us to follow along.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I will
That's
now.
my fault. Thank you
No,
very
it's
much. Wait, let me back
probably
up my
not
screen.
listening.
We're going to look, the Centaur's next. So bring your hot Centaur up, and we'll talk about that in a minute, all right?
Okay.
So I will leave you alone with the fairy, but we'll go back to the fairy now.
Okay.
Everyone like listen to this audio is like, what the crap is going on? Because I'm crazy like a fox. All right, Miss Jane, I'll leave you alone and we'll go back to drawing. Are we ready?
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Jane.
Yep.
You know, Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, sometimes I have to throw the smack down.
No, that's understandable.
It's understandable. So here we go. I have my hair layers selected. I'm going to go back to the look layer. I'm going to get my little color dropper, get my blue back, hit my brush. So we threw some different hair on her, very much like my wife, mind you. I got a hot wife. We have circles through here. And if you look at the mermaid, see this angle of her deltoid? Let me zoom in a little bit more. From here to here, it's at an angle. So what I want to do with my my pose for my pixie, my little elf fairy chick, it's pleasing to the eye and aesthetically pleasing. She's posed this way, and her hips literally are coming in through here, and they're posed that way. So we're going to do again from this to this right here, and let's just do this, shall we? I'm going to go to layers. I'm going to do flatten image, so I have one layer through here. Hey, Mr. Nelson, you're online. I'm going to take this marquee. I'm going to select the head here. I'm going to hit Control Copy, Control V. It's another layer. That's fine. Get my tool here. So I'm bringing the head around like this. So if you look, one head length long from the shoulder to the elbow. Let's do that again, shall we? Yes, we shall. Control copy, Control V. Bring this over here like this from the elbow, and you can't really see our hands in here because we hit them. One head length long. Let's undo this a minute. Control D to deselect. Hit my brush tool again. Now, with this angle here, my arms draw my elbows in through here. We have a kneecap that comes all the way past the elbow. And then what you have to look at, and I'm really going to bring my brush size up right here. Wow. Let's bring it to a 15. Her bottom, because we have our kneecap through here and her shin through here. We just can't have this bottom and never land. So you're going to have some sort of sight behind that. And you have her upper region through here. And what I really like to do is, again, I'm very angular type drawing. It's a style I draw in an American fusion style. I draw this angle, a point in like this for her rib cage. And then I draw through it. And that's where her legs are going to go. And her kneecap actually stops down here from the flowers. So a quick recap, I'm really using triangles. I'm trying to show you guys and gals that a triangle is a very, very, very powerful friend of yours. It's great for illustrating. It's powerful for conveying messages. So, again, I will pause for the cause for any questions or comments from anybody.
Somebody asked if you can talk about face expressions.
I can. Let's do this. File, open. Looking for a file, ladies and gents. Hold on. All right. Now this is a behind-the-scenes look for you guys only, coming up on the crow's nest. I actually talk about this, facial expressions. If I were to erase all the eyes and the nose, I have the same head. I have the same contour lines for everything. Facial expressions, and I've talked about Sully before from Monsters Inc. Before they actually wanted to put eyeglasses on him, those big, thick, nerdy glasses. I thought he looked pretty cool. But when they had him on it, the glasses, he lost all expression. They masked everything. So with the simple eyebrows through here, and once this is posted on the daily drops, I go into a lot more detail for it. But look at this arch here. Oops, looks. This arch here compared to the arch up, like this. Now the eye shape is the same. The eye shape is the same here. But because of the line difference, we convey an entire different emotion. This is up, more upset, and this comes down to an angle like this, more worried to look. You'd probably actually have some wrinkles in the forehead. I don't really render in like that. But everything is the same from here to here except the eyebrows. Facial expressions, they do a lot. So we come over to this guy right here, and instead of coming up or at a slight angle, we have a very inquisitive look, a very sharp angle like this, and one kind of flat. What I like to do, I love Calvin and Hobbes, right? Bill Watterson is awesome. So from time to time, whenever I lecture or do silly stuff, I start out with my little head area like this. I bring my little beard area down like this. Little nose, mouth, eyebrow through here. And look, it's your instructor, Derek. That's me. But, okay, let's do another experiment. Just using the same face, but different eye shapes. Because the mouth's pretty neutral. Let's go back to my brush, put my nose through here like this. Again, the face is the same. I honestly believe the emotions and the connection to the soul is the eyes and the eyebrows. Now, the mouth, you can do tons of different things as well. You can make it smirk. So what am I up to? You can, as soon as I select this, deselect. I can look like I'm grumpy. I have a wicked idea. Again, the contour of the lines of the face, it's the same. However, the eyebrow position, the mouth position, it really conveys a story. And this dude over here kind of looks Oriental Chinese, whatever you want to say. And I kind of wanted, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you that you can also do different ethnic, how do you say it, Mr. Nelson? Ethnicities?
Ethnicities?
There you go.
Ethnicities.
Ethnicities, thank you very much. Again, this is the same contour everywhere. And we just change the eye shape around a little bit. I was actually looking at ponies, Mr. Nelson, right here. When I drew this, Rainbow Dash had this like, oh, I'm so excited, look. It actually looks like this guy's constipated. So I really hope that kind of answers some of your questions. Does it?
I don't see anything one way or the other. Yes, it does.
All right, cool. Again, play with, I guess it's called kneading. When your eyebrows knead together like that, and you're going to see creases. The older the person, the more the wrinkles in the lines. If you're going to draw a woman, like some hot Angelina Jolie chick, who's hot, skanky, and I love and respect, you don't need to put hardly any lines in her face at all. The more lines you add into a female's face, the older they get. So you want to really convey your rendering with a lot less lines. That's important. And we basically have about 7 minutes left at the top of the hour. What we're going to do is, because I don't want to jump into the Centaur, then take a break quarter way through. What we'll do is we'll take a 7-minute break, so it'll be the top of the hour when we come back, and we're going to go through the Centaur, we're going to go through the Dwarf, and then I'm going to talk about what I really want you guys to do for the last class. I want you to start conveying stories. And I really believe right now everyone here is at the level they can do that. So with that, Mr. 50 Shades Nelson, take us out. We'll come back in 7 minutes. Get your beverage on, use the potty, whatever you got to do, and we'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I have read through all my emails and responded to them in kind, and I am just as happy as I can be. I hope you guys are doing well. I have 50 Shades of Nelson with me. Steve Curtis is lurking in the background someplace back there. Yeah, Steve, I see you. You're not doing anything you're supposed to be doing right now to get your finger out of your nose. I'm just saying. All right, so this is the second to last class of fantasy art. Quick recap, we've done the mermaid, we've done the fairy, we're going to get over the centaur here in a second. That was a mistake. And we have the dwarf down here. We also did an orc, a couple positions of the orc. And then we're going to talk about storytelling, comic books, and page layouts, and very basic, rudimentary type sort of stuff. Let's go ahead and go over our beautiful centaur here. I love her, man. She's hot. I mean, that sounds bad because she's half horse, but from here up, she's a beautiful chick.
You won't see me judging.
So, you made my night, pony boy. You're not judging at all, are you? Again, central theme and everything is my triangle. Whenever I do a single, like, boom, caption sort of, I guess, pinup page, I really like that the power of the triangle. She fits in here. She's nice. She's pretty. She's good to go. Well, let me bring this out. So, looking back through here, we've already talked about drawing the head. This is simple. I mean, you can literally, how I draw my heads, or in the beginning, is drawing a box like this. Oops, let me take this last line out. Box like this. Now I'll pick a different color here. We'll go to the color red. Let's zoom in up here like this. And from the top here, I build my ski mask, so to speak. We have 1, 2, call this A quadrant, B quadrant, 1, 2. It's A1, A2, B1, and B2. So the A2 quadrant right here comes down to the B2 quadrant. Back of the head comes in through here like so to the A1 quadrant. And then the B quadrant's not left on its own. Bring my neck down through here. My jawline. And when I cut it through here to the center, this is where my eye is at. Not a problem. And again, I still drive home, but if I draw back those little dotted lines right here, you're going to feel the base of your ear. She's got pointed ears. I love the pointed ears. I love the pointed ears. This is my Bill Clinton. I love cigars, and I love the pointed ears. So she's a centaur. I want to throw pointed ears on her. We have the bridge of the nose that comes down, or the bridge of the brow to the nose. It pops out through here. And then again, the shape here for her mouth, the chin. So we've done this thousands of times by now. And I'm looking at the cylinder where I draw, well, I guess kind of an oval egg shape, so to speak. And then let's do this. If she's a human, literally, she'd have her crotch area, her legs through here, maybe a little bit longer, her gastrocnemius through here like this. Like to make them stand on their tiptoes, makes her legs look more elongated. I guess this is what she'd look like if she was a human. I mean, pretty basic and simple. And we've broken down this anatomy 1,000 times. You know, your quadriceps, your patella bone, where your knee's at, and your gastrocnemius, it may come nice and smooth. You have your ankle bone in through here. So that's what she would look like she's human, and I'm going to deselect everything through here. Well, that didn't work, did it, Mr. Nelson? That's right. Let's select a different color, shall we? We'll go back to the blues. I like the blues. So we have the head. Body comes down to a triangle through here. This is where crotch area, her human half stops. And then I start drawing the pelvic regions through here. Pelvic regions to her knee. Down here to her leg. And this comes down, again, almost to a triangle. And then you can really have fun with the tail. Just put it anywhere you want. And then you put the detail in, of course. And then you have the hindquarters of the legs. Kneecap comes down to the hooves like this. And of course, we can't forget the deltoid. And this is standard humanistic pose through here, or anatomy. So you would have the deltoid. I'm drawing through my character to the elbow, down to where the hand is at. And that's really the essence of the centaur. So let me ask you guys and gals, who's going to be volunteering, and let me see your screens right now.
Go ahead and raise your hand or post in the questions panel.
You can always take Steve Curtis's and see what he's watching right now.
I don't think he's following along.
I don't think he's following. See, that's the difference. I mean, I know he's got tons of stuff to go, but I'm really going to, for you guys who don't know what's going on, Steve's going to be teaching an environment art class. And I'm a character artist. I really need these tools that he's going to be able to teach me. So I'm going to be in class like the rest of you, and I fully expect to be picked on whenever he does his class. That's cool, because the next time I see him, I'm not saying I'm going to donkey punch or nothing like that, but I may have some words with him if he picks on me too much. That's all I've got to say. So who wants to show their screen? Is Wolf here today?
Yes.
Just give me Wolf's screen and let me see what's going on with that crazy guy. He's like, crap, I have to get my mic now. What the heck's going on?
I didn't do anything. I just opened it.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm really tired right now. It's all I can do to just pay attention to what you're doing.
Well, at least you opened it. Hey, by the way, I love what you just sent me. The color
Cool.
version of page 5 really looks good, and I really want to compliment you. What you guys may or may not know, that Wolf is the go-to man for color. We're doing an MMO art class, and we're creating a comic book in essence. And we'll go over more of that tonight for MMO to, I guess, drape the backdrop of the lore and the legends of our Letheans for a giant MMO game. And Wolf has completed page 5 of the book with all the colors that are dropped. But what I really liked about it was when Sid drew it, she gave some really bold, beautiful line weights. And then what Wolf did is there's a couple of panels where in the foreground you have this little Lethean child. In the background you have, I guess, some teachers. But he blurred them out and gave central focus on the foreground. I saw that was some really good idea what you did and how you created that.
Yeah, thanks. I think it looks pretty good. It looks like it was makes it kind of look like it was taken with a camera or something.
Can you pop that up real quick?
Somewhat. Hold on. Yeah, but
go ahead.
I was saying I am paying attention and watching, and I'm getting stuff out of it. It's like sometimes it's hard. I mean, sometimes that's good too, because sometimes it's hard to notice everything that's going on when you're drawing as well.
No, I totally agree with you. We have three different modalities that we learn from. It's very important that everybody learns this or understands this. It doesn't matter your age or where you're from, your background. We have people who are auditory, who can just listen, close your eyes and listen to what's going on. And that's one way. The other way is you read visually. You're a visual learner. You can read, you can see what's going on. You watch how I'm drawing, and you learn from that. The other is tactile experience. And what I really try to do in these classes here is I talk a lot because I like to hear myself talk. Visually, you're seeing what's going on the screen. And then the tactile response is you're actually doing as I'm talking. So I'm trying to hit the three modalities so that you guys and gals learn as much as possible. There is method to my madness. And from the looks of it, what you guys are doing, it's brilliant. This is not an MMO class, and there's several students in this class from the MMO class, but I really wanted to give props up to Mr. Wolf here, and to Sid as well for drawing a beautiful page. And if you look I'm pointing my screen, the third one down, the characters all in the background, all kind of blurred out. I think that was a brilliant call, a ballsy call, and I think it just makes everything pop. Like you said, it's kind of like a camera.
Yeah, cool.
So with that in mind, again, we're going to be talking about comic books very shortly. Definitely want you to understand a lot about that. Mr. Steve just berated me in Facebook or my messages saying, "Be quiet, stop it, I'm working." Not in so many words, but Wolf, well done, and I'm glad that you're here, and you have come oodles and oodles, light years from where you've come from. I remember your crazy eyes. I always go on, take my screen, Mr. Nelson. I'm going to bug you on this because Steve's bugging on me. It's,
I think it was one drawing that I did that too.
No. Okay, Wolf's eyes, and again, we're going back to, like, here's my eye. I do my eye shape here. Eyebrow through here like this. Very big and arched. Really, who's calling me right now? Dude, I'm in class. Seriously? Okay, I just denied the message. I'm sorry. In call. Throwing it away. It's like 10:13 here, my time as well. Anyway, back to the eyeball. Wolf would draw the eyes in here like this. And there's nothing, I mean, the way I've always equated this is you have your crackle, crackle. Throw some yellow in here. Crackle, crackle, crackle more. No, not a red hot poker. Don't poke my eye out. But from what Wolf has done, this is a small technicality, but where he's come from to here to now, it's seriously light years away. And I really hope everyone gets this out of this. You still on here, Wolf?
Yeah, I'm still here. I thought you were talking about the peripheral. I'm not, the side view one, where the eye was back too much. But yeah, red hot poker thing.
Red hot pokers. You're doing great, man. You keep it up. You're my go-to color guy. Very, very proud of you.
Thanks.
All right. Hey, no worries, man. We're going to go to our dwarf now, and then we're going to do our comic book stuff. So we have our little dwarf here. And again, I kind of want to do kind of make another layer real quick. Unlock this here. I'm going to hit OK. Bring this down. Maybe not so much here like that. That's fine. Come back to my layer 1. Let's just rename this The Look. After all, Roxette has the look. I just heard Steve Curtis go. So, more of a dynamic pose. We've looked at our mermaid because of her shoulders, the way they're angled. We looked at the fairy here, angled shoulders. She even angled shoulders at this pelvic region down here like this. We have her symmetry line down here. We have her backbone and line through here. And we actually drew the spine and through here like this. So with our dwarf here, let's get a color blue. And symmetry line in through here like this. His shoulders are at an angle, and his hips are pretty much parallel to right here. I can come in here again. We'll go ahead and use a black. I really want to hit home by this time. You should know this. But I start off with a circle. Build from that circle here like this. Straight line. And I connect everything like this. And later on, I layered everything out so I can build my mustache, my beard, and all this coming in through here like this. And then ideally you take your eraser tool or it would be in a different layer. You kind of erase everything through here like this. Go back to your brush and then you kind of connect everything through here like this. Now you can already tell the blues, or still tell the blues in my basic model through here. I have the deltoid, where the elbow's at, hands are at. So I built my armor segmented because it looks cool. So this controls or goes over the back. This here hits the top part of the deltoid. Now remember, take this area right here. Your deltoid splits in threes. You have the inner, mid, and outer through here. So remember that because it helps you record a volume. So I segmented my armor through here like this, and then I know my elbow comes in through here like so. So this means that my elbow, if it comes through here, I'm going to have some sort of elbow guard. That's why I place this through here like this. Made a little bit of detail through here. A little strap to hold everything together. And because of your arm, here's your arm, elbow, forearm, hand, deltoid, bicep, tricep, your brachial flexor muscles through here. That's if your hand is elongated, deltoid, elbow. At this slight angle right here, there's your hand, deltoid goes into 3, your bicep gets more blood, so it's actually going to be pumped at more of an angle like this. Your tricep will come through here, elbow, and then the brachial muscles through here. So again, flexed muscle shows, not flex. Muscle does not show so much. So his arm is bent slightly, and you're going to see some of that bicep area through here, triceps through here, and a lot of it's hidden from the armor. But again, I will draw through or draw a basic outline through here, and then I can start piecing together my armor like this. So I know where everything's at. And my gauntlets, gloves, and a little band through here. But it's important to draw the real features and the real contours and the real lines and line width, all that sort of stuff from the get-go. So now, we're going to come down through here, that's kind of the tricky part. We have, bump this up a little bit. The crotch area through here, that kind of looks like a home plate. Pelvic regions through here. His knees out at an angle, and the kneecap comes through here. We have the calf muscle and his foot. So with the baseline drawn like that, I can come back through here and I know I build upon it like this. So if this leg is here, and I've not drawn my hand so far just yet, this is going to come out at an angle. My kneecap, so it goes wide to thin, kneecap through here. Big, stout, sort of, I guess, calf muscles. Your bone, patella, and then your foot comes in through here like this. And then we start wrapping armor around everything, and we can put some cool blades on here from his back. Armor through here like this. And that's literally how I did everything. So again, in recapping, even this guy right here, a triangular type sort of shape. Because, you know, I could come in here and draw some sort of, like for an action pose, per se. I have my midsection through here. My face through here like this. Draw like where his shield is going to be at like this. Hand, let's make the hand go out at an angle like this. Of course, you're not going to see much of this because it's behind the shield. $300. Grr. Now, if this is my page, I've really I've gone against my norm. It's not a triangle. It's more, it really is a rectangle. But it really depends. Do I have another panel over here? Do I just draw the reader's eye over this way? So there's a lot of different things you can do, and how you can put placements to draw the reader's eye. That's part of our, I guess, our gig whenever we do comic books, even for advertisement. There's so many subtle things. If you've ever looked at, hold on, open, new, let my computer think for a second. We'll say okay. Get my brush again, bring this down a little bit. And I'm not trying to do product placement, just the power. All right, Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, can you see anything in this drawing, this rendering right here?
See anything in it?
Yeah, do you see anything that I'm hiding in plain sight?
Am I blind?
I was blind. I've seen. I ate at Wendy's. It's supposed to be the Wendy chick. Okay. And again, this is not product placement. We're not getting endorsed by it, but it's a very good illustrative point. She has all her hair, and she's happy, and she's smiling, and this ruffle through here, M-O, mom. And I didn't realize that until the other day. I was actually in Dixon, Tennessee, and I looked at it like, oh my gosh, it says mom. It's psychological. So you really need to use also and learn psychology whenever you're doing renderings. The colors that you use, the shadings that you use, the light source that you use, it all has deep, deep impact on everything that's going on with you and with your rendering. So we'll get rid of Wendy real quick right here. I'll open it up. Does anybody have any questions before we continue?
Nope.
Brilliant. Then I'm going to, and I want everyone to do this, okay? Everybody, Miss Jane. So we're going to file. We're going to go to new, 300 DPI. Let's go ahead and do inches. And let's do 17 high by 11 wide. Hey, we got a comic book page. That's the dimensions. Congratulations. 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 You got a comic book page. Of course, it's empty. We're going to have to do something with it. So I only got mine on photo blue sort of thing. This will be our challenge. I'm going to make 3 panels. That's not exactly what I wanted. Hit my layer button over here like this. We'll call this A1, B2, C3. The comic book pages are broken up from Marvel. They're broken into quadrants. A, of course, is the top. It's very much like a chart. So we have A1 up here, B2 in the middle, C3 down here. And what I'm going to do is take my little dwarf here. Okay, everyone get your visual on. I got a dwarf here. Yeah, I got a dwarf. And I'm going to try to tell a story in 3 panels. You guys ready for this? You ready, Mr. Shades of Nelson?
I am.
All right, so what do dwarves like to do, dude?
Mine.
What?
Mine.
Mine? Dwarves like to do mine? Oh, mine, I get you. I'm sorry. I thought you were being like perverted or crazy. No, they like to drink, man.
Oh, that too.
I mean, mining is a job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with a nice stout L through here. Like this. And I'm going to draw a classic circle for my head. Bring my trapezius muscles down through here. Shoulders through here. And then let's draw the reverse top knot so you can see a little bit of hair coming down through here like this. And we know the trapezius, and then maybe put some armor through here like this. And then for giggles, I draw a straight line like this. Come down here like this. So I have some perspective that's going on in the room. It's not proper perspective because this is not Manga Studio 5. I have my ears through here, eyebrows through here like he's sleeping on his nose, and some beard looking stuff through here. So the dude is passed out, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take control from my selector tool, hit everything up here, control copy, control V. I actually hit my control T area here, anchor it down and shrink it down just a little bit, make it a little bit wider, shrink it down to my parameters here. And ideally what you want to do is measure this out. I'm just eyeballing everything. So I'm going to take my eraser tool here. So I have my mug. I got my dwarf up here. His face is literally on the ground here. Hit my brush tool. You see how I'm building from my circle right here? So I'm building that around and scratching my eyeball right now. My ears. This is where his top knot would go because it's right here. Bring that down. Part of the beard through here. My little eyeball. Bushy eyebrows. And then square for his hand, where he's reaching for the beer. And then the cool part about this is, after I already do my establishing shot, I can come here and control or select this, control T. I'm sorry, let's get out of that. Control C, control V, that's control copy. Then you paste it and bring it down here like this. Hit enter. I'll let access stuff here since it's on a different layer. I'm just going to edit cut. And then for time's sake, I'm going to go to layers, flatten down layers like this. Come to a black area right here through this. So what I'm trying to convey, and very crudely, mind you, this is how I do my thumbnails for my comic book work. Hold on real quick. File, open. Come back through here. Come to the comic book journey that I'm working on. Gee, way too much stuff in here, I know. Shipped pages. Here we go. As it opens up. What I do is I really start down from the basic essence of small thumbnails like this. I want to convey that I have a dwarf that obviously is passed out drunk, looks back up, starts to grab his wine or his ale glass, his beer glass, his hops, and then boom, he passes out again. And from what that goes on, I turn those pieces into comic book pieces like this. I want to give a nod and a tip of my hat to Mr. Steve Curtis for helping me color this one right here. Did the artwork. He threw some cool sepia colors. You got the guy coming down through here. Obviously, he's being tortured. Again, flowing with storytelling. This guy named the Centaur is very upset. Chain wraps around, hits the guy again and again. There's a lot of dialogue. Long chain. But the thing I want you guys to look at is my comic book panels. Single page. This is very, I guess, Western. It's very cut up and it's very nice and neat. And then I start to go kind of artsy-fartsy. I have overlapping panels. But from here, this overlaps because this is the next panel. Then this overlaps and draws down because you want your eye to follow everything. And with the word balloons here, we have this giant chain through here that helps follow everything along. I throw my establishing shot on this page here of the Tormentor. He's being beat again. More and more dialogue. I only use a lot of heavy blacks because this is a black and white comic book. And I really want things to pop. Tormentor lifts the guy up, some cool like little speed lines going on. They talk, blah, 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 blah. But again, look at the layout. Nice, it's all pristine, it's pretty, it's precise. The artsy-fartsy thing is kind of crazy. Going again, nice and precise. And then we have some really cool visual effects coming on through here. So you have 1, 2, 3 panels. And then boom, again, artsy-fartsy. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 panels, all cut up in different ways. And what I wanted to do here is each page is a work of its art in its own. I wanted to throw a lot more spot blacks in here. I've seen a lot of comic books do this. So I wanted things to pop where he's being beat up by these chains and they're taking him over. So you have heavy blacks through here. And then since I've already established what he looks like here, not so much here, but then I really blacked out the face to get that visual element of, it's angst, it's pain. And then more and more that's coming through here where the Tormentor is really getting him with these speed lines. It's gritty, it's yucky. The chain's taking him over. You have a long shot, and then the last one of the series is where he's hanging up and he's talking about his regrets. and what's he's going on. So I say that all to say, when we look at this, that's how I build up all my comic book panels, by simple little thumbnails like that. So does anyone have any questions about this?
No.
Well, because I just like ranted on and on and on. So I got my dwarf, again, passed out, reaching for a beer, then passes it back out before drinking it. What I like to know is some story ideas from some of you guys. No more than 4 panels. Jane, actually, you know what? Never mind. Mr. Steve Curtis is probably not paying attention. He's doing his own thing. Throw it to Jane real quick. See what she says. Now remember, it doesn't have to be some drunken dwarf in a bar. It could be a fight scene as well. You can throw some dynamic punches and this and that, where someone dies in the end, or maybe they don't die. But that's going to be the assignment for next week. In 4 to 5 panels at most, you can cut them up any way you want. But I want you to be able to tell a story with the characters that we've already established. You can use a centaur, you can use a mermaid, you can use the fairy, you can use the dwarf or the orc. Use one of the characters that we've already established. That's the big thing. So in 5 panels, tell a story, utilize it. And for a lot of the assignments, we've drawn one female in class, and I've asked you to draw the counterpart, the male, and for homework. So hopefully you have all these renderings and these designs all ready to go. So nobody has any questions?
Nope, but Jane's on the air.
Jane, you here, baby girl?
Oh, yeah,
All right, so do you understand the assignment?
sort of. I
You wanna
don't.
make-
I don't know what to do.
So that's what we need to discuss. I would say maybe a fight scene. Well, what characters do you want to use?
Oh, I don't know.
What?
I don't read comics, so I don't really know. Maybe I should pick one up, eh?
Tell you what, you guys still have my screen, or am I? What's going on?
Yes, we still have your screen.
Okay, tell you what, watch this. This is how simple it can be. I'm going to hit new. That's not what I wanted. Image. Maybe it's not that simple, huh, Jane? 300. We'll do 17 by 11. What? The Hades. File, new. 300 pixels, that's why. We'll do 17 by 11. It gets me this. It can be this simple, baby girl. Watch this. I'll do my little blues through here. We'll cut up into 4 scenes, okay? Obviously that's not blue, it's black, that's fine. Cut it up into 4 panels. And we've already drawn the orc, right? It could be something funny as when I tilt my camera angle like this, for this wide head. I got his muscles bulging through here. I want my eyeballs through here like this. Big square jaw. Got my ears like this. He looks kind of mean. So we have this, and then we have a picture of his hand reaching for something. You're not quite for sure what it is. We'll throw some shadows back in through here like this. And then reverse kind of the angle, kind of cut him off here like this because he's reaching with his right hand. Get that little pointed ear thing going on through here like this. Neck. Big shoulder muscles through here. His forearm muscle would come through here. This hand like this. There's his hair. So he looks like he's yawning. He gets up. He's reaching for something. We'll make tooth. paste here. He's looking like he's brushing his teeth here, and you do some sort of sound effect. And then a close-up of his face where he's big and smiley and he's minty fresh sort of thing here. And ready to take on the day. And he just told a story using one of our characters. It doesn't have to be blood and guts and gore and all that. It can be something as simple as cooking some food, making a sandwich. But I really don't want you to stretch. And that's the problem, because I'm not giving you exact parameters. I'm not saying it has to be a fight scene. I'm not saying you've got to have him brush his teeth. I'm giving you ultimate freedom to use one of these characters to tell a story in one page. Pretty awesome, isn't it?
So only one character?
Well, you can use two if you want. I mean,
Okay.
you can have an orc and a dwarf. I mean, they'd be playing cards someplace. But these are some quick examples that I threw up there. So do you have any idea what you want to do?
Sort of, I think.
You want to share?
Well, it might be stupid.
No, it's not going to be stupid. Tell me your idea. What is it?
Okay, the orc picks up or goes for some flowers, and then there's the mermaid or the other fairy on the next panel, just kind of standing there looking at him with this disgusted look, I guess. And then I don't know.
You're sounding
I'll have
pretty
to think
racist
more.
against orcs.
Well,
You
big
Canadians are
orc
racist.
going for a fairy, a slim fairy? No.
Canadians are racist against orcs. Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, can you please write that down? We need to write. Do you guys have Parliament over there, or do you have like congressmen? Because I need to write somebody about your bad attitude of
MPs?
orcs.
You could write the MP, our local
Military
MP.
police?
Yeah. they get paid a lot to do nothing.
Wow, I want that job.
Me too.
All right. As long, and this is going to be an exercise in thinking, because you guys already have the tools. You already know how to draw everything we've done, and I've gone over everything again tonight. Now it's up in the air, whatever you guys want to do. So I kind of like the flower idea. I think that could be very cool. So work with that, okay? I can see the orc trying to give the mermaid the flowers, the fairy the flowers. The fairy, gets upset, so the orc just eats them. Something like that I think would be funny. I drew a skeleton once in a dress. You have to get this. It's a cartoon skeleton in a polka dotted dress, and the bottom caption was, "She has Betty Davis eyes." Because she's dead. The song Betty Davis.
Yep.
All right. Okay. One story, one shot, it tells a story. All right. Jane, I love and respect you. Let's take one more or student and see what they want to do, then we'll wrap it up tonight, okay?
Okay.
Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, grab me somebody else.
Wolf says he has an idea, but he's muted on his end, but he's not muted here. So,
Hello?
here you are.
Hello. Okay. So what's your idea, Wolf?
I haven't counted the pages, so I really don't know. I'm not the pages panels, so I really don't know if I can tell it in 5 or less panels. But I had an idea using the dwarf, the centaur, and the fairy. But there would be a kind of a standoff between the dwarf and the centaur. The dwarf does a jumping attack with his big axe, and in the air, like he's gonna chop the centaur who's blocking up her arms and leaning back and scared or whatever, and then the little tiny fairy is catches the blade in between her pointer finger and her thumb, and he's just kind of like frozen in the air there. But the question is how to do that in that many panels.
That indeed. How would you do that? And that's why I'm limiting it to one page. And you've worked with the concept art class with all the comic book stuff. So you know there's parameters, there's restrictions. I love Mr. Ray to death, and he's one heck of a storyteller. But in the beginning, he tried to put like tons of dialogue on a page, and this wasn't working. So it's going to be up to you to balance everything out. How are you going to do that? And I look forward to seeing what you come up with. So get to work, my friend. You got lots to do.
I have lots and lots to do.
You know what I want to do right now? I want to get some Papa John pizza, or go to Applebee's with Mr. Nelson and everybody else. But I won't, because I will probably go back to work when we're done here. I'm proud of you, Wolf. I'm proud of you, Jane. I'm proud of everybody else. We have one more class next week for fantasy art class, and we're going to wrap fantasy art class up. We're going to go over our assignments. I'm going to show you how to draw another monster-esque looking thing as well, kind of a cartoon follow along. And then right after that, the following week, we're going to do steampunk. And I'm going to introduce you to some new styles. I know Steve's like, hey, you're really good at this, but can you branch out? And my idea is what I want to do for even the first, I guess, illustration we're going to work on. I'm going to draw a chippy, little deformed manga style, big head, little body with all the cool gear on, and take that idea and bring it to a what I guess what I'm used to, the fusion style. Same concept, but a different style, and from there a more realistic style. And I'll show you how to use photo references for that as well. So we'll do 3 different styles, the same idea, and we'll explore the world of steampunk clothes, fashion, and gear and weapons. I think it will be pretty cool. Is that good with you, Mr. Wolf?
Sweet.
Sweet!
Yes.
All right. It's a Friday night, gentlemen and ladies. If there's no more questions, Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, anybody?
I don't see anything, no.
All right, then we'll wrap it up tonight. You guys and gals have your assignment. It is a one-page story using one of the characters. You can use multiple characters. It may be harder if you use multiple characters. And remember, humor sells. I think it'd be cool to have this big battle scene, you know, like flipping around and this and that, but it's going to be hard to convey in one page. One of the nods I got from a Marvel guy when I was trying out for comics way back in the day was I drew a one-page shot of the Beast from X-Men, and he's sitting there and he's watching a pot. It's just him watching a pot at different angles, and you see a kitchen, and at the very end it's him saying, a watch pot truly never boils. I mean, it's not super funny, but it's true. It was one shot, one little page, and if you can tell a story in one page and use your art wisely and make it slick and nice looking, you're head and shoulders above everybody else. So with that said, keep your feet on the ground, your ankles slightly above them. We will get out of here tonight, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Mr. 50 Shades, take us out, buddy boy.